Hello everyone, my name is Linda from Youth English School. Today we'll have a lesson about uncountable nouns and plural nouns. So what exactly are the uncountable nouns and plural nouns? Okay, normally in English, have you ever heard one water, two water? I don't think so. But if you want to count one pen, two pens, three pens. So what exactly the uncountable nouns and plural nouns here? Why do I say that pen is a plural noun and water is uncountable noun? Okay, let's start the lesson with some examples. Uncountable nouns such as water don't have the plural forms. For example, we have the word information. You don't say informations with the S. Okay? The second thing about the uncountable noun is you can't use the uncountable nouns with indefinite article. Indefinite article is the words to identify the amount of the object. For example, you have homework. You don't say homeworks with S, like information. But if you want to use homework, you can't count one homework, two homework, but you just say in general is some homework. So that's the word you can use with uncountable noun. Also, for uncountable nouns, you have to use it with a singular verb. For example, if you want to say, my advice is a singular form of to be. So you can't say, my advice are, or you can't say, my advices are. Alright? So there are three things that you should remember about uncountable nouns like this. Let's move to... Now, we've known the word information is an uncountable noun from the previous slide. I have one example. Perhaps we could get some information about the concept of the internet. So in this case, you use the verb get with information and you want to have an indefinite article. So you use some. You don't use an information or to information. And also you have the word knowledge. Normally, if you knowledge, you can't say I have two knowledges about something, but you say I have a lot of knowledge in something, or you have, some knowledge about something. In this case, you say my knowledge of German is very limited. So you can notice that for this example, you use the singular form of to be, so this is, and also for the word limited is, have you heard of the word limited? Which is an adjective to say something is not wide, is not broad, or is not too much, so it's called limited. Also we have the word equipment and the word furniture. I know lots of students make mistake with the word equipment and furniture because they think that for equipment and furniture is a lots of things. So that's why they always say, I have lots of equipments in my room or furnitures in my room. No, actually the word equipment and furniture are uncountable now. You can't count it because it's the general words for a lot of objects. So in this case, you say you need a lot of camping equipment. And you can see here, a lot of is not the words of numbers. So you don't say, you need 3 camping equipments. But a lot of is actually a general article to say, a general amount of things. Also, for this example, you say, are we going to sell all the furniture? So you have the word all is an indefinite article to say the whole number of things. And furniture is the word to identify a lot of things like, a table or a fridge or, a cupboard, a chair. So that's a word to actually describe a general amount of things. Okay? So that's why furniture, you don't have S at the end and it's not a countable noun. So for this case, you say, are we going to sell all the furniture, not all the furnitures? Okay? Let's move to the next one. For this one, I'll introduce to you some cases when you use the verbs with the uncountable nouns. For example, He has worked hard and he's making good progress. Progress is the word to say that, you have doing something better and better, and it's actually a noun. If you want to say someone is doing something better, you say make progress or make good progress. It depends on the context. You can say either way. So in this case, you say making good progress. You don't say one progress, two progress. Why? Well, from my understanding is that for progress, when you're doing something and you can see that you're getting better and, better at it, so you can't count the steps, you can't count the level of goodness you're doing. So that's why for progress, you don't say progresses. There is no progresses, okay? So if you want to say, he's doing really good, you can say he's making good progress, okay? Another word that many people think is countable nouns and is in plural forms, that is the word news. You have heard a lot of this word on TV, like, world news, TV news, Vietnam news. But actually this word is formed like this, is N-E-W-S. And this S is not the plural form of the word new, but it's actually, this is the word, is like the word apple, must be A-P-P-L-E. So this is how the word is formed, it's not the plural form of it. For example, is there any more news about the rail strike? So in this case, you can notice that we have is, which is a singular form of to be. So in this case, you say, is there any more news about the rail strike? Not are there. And another thing is, because this word is formed with the S at the end, so when you say it, you say news, not new, okay? And, don't be misunderstanding with this one, with the adjective new, okay? Like, I have a new jacket, that's the adjective. But in this case, news is a piece of information, so is actually a noun, all right? Let's move to the next one. The teacher gave us a lot of homework last night. And don't worry, I won't give you lots of homework. So homework is the exercises or assignments that the teacher give you after the lesson, and you can go home and do it, or, to practice. So in this case, you have the word homework goes with the indefinite article, which is a lot of. A lot of has the same meaning with many. So you can say many. Sometimes you can say lots of, and it's the same. So in this case, you say the teacher gave us a lot of homework, not homeworks. So you can't count one homework, two homework, three homeworks, no, because homework is actually an amount of exercise or a number of exercise. So it's pretty much a general word like furniture or equipment, all right? And in this case, we have the verb give somebody homework. This is the phrase that I think you should remember. Give somebody homework to do. So, and in this case, use a lot of instead of 1, 2, 3, or, you can use many or lots of. Like the teacher gave us lots of homework, many homework last night. All right. Next one, we have a piece of toast. It's very delicious. Would you like some more toast? Now, the word toast, also like the word bread, they are both uncountable nouns. So you can't say one bread, one toast, two toast. I know in Vietnamese we say một cái bánh mì, hai cái bánh mì, right? But in English you can't say one bread or one toast. So in this case you say, would you like some more toast? You can't say, would you like one toast? And don't be mistaken the word toast with, the action of actually putting two glasses together when you say cheers. But in this case, it's actually a piece of bread. And you use some is an indefinite article with toast. I will talk about, the other articles later, or partitive later. We have another example, which is I always put my camera in my hand luggage. Now, when you go to the airport, when you have lots of luggage with you and big cases, suitcases and bags with you, the one that you actually carry on in the airport, which is the hand luggage, so that's one word. Or even if you have the word luggage on its own, you don't say luggages. No, there's no word called luggages, all right? So never put S at the end of this word. And remember, for luggage or hand luggage in general, is also the word that describes a group of things. And that's why you don't have the word luggage in the plural forms, because, it describes lots of things on its own. So that's why in this case you don't say in my hand luggages, okay? You just say, I always put my camera in my hand luggage. Or I can say, I always carry lots of clothes in my luggage when I travel, for example. So, when you open a dictionary and want to look up for some words, you can notice the difference between the countable nouns and uncountable nouns. Sometimes in dictionaries, they will put the letter C for countable nouns and letter U for uncountable nouns. For example, you have the word books. You definitely can count 1 book, 2 books, 3 books, all right? Or 20 books, 100 books. So when you look up the word books in the dictionaries, you can see the word books and then letter C to actually, they notice you that this is a countable noun. So you can count with this word and put in plural forms. But for the word housework, it's just like homework, Housework is actually the duties that you do around the house. For example, you clean the floor, you wash dishes, water the trees. So that's the meaning of the word housework. And because housework is a general word for lots of things that you do, so it's actually an uncountable noun. So you say, I did a lot of housework. Or you can say, I did lots of housework. All right. Now, there is one interesting word that lots of students make mistake with, which is the word hair. All right. For example, I'm starting to get a few grey hairs now. And my hair is very long. I must get it cut. What is the difference in these examples? Well, you can see in these examples, the word hair is used with S at the end to show its plural form. And in this case, you say, my hair without the S. But actually, you have lots of hair. Why saying my hair is getting very long? All right, for the first example, now let me just get you the meaning of the word grey hair. You can see for old people, when the hair turns from the color black to a little bit white or grey, then it means that, that's what they call grey hair, especially for old people. If you want to say or identify just a number of hair are getting grey, not all of your hair, So you can change the forms of the word hair from singular to plural forms. And that's why they say a few grey hairs now, or some grey hair. Well, I don't think they actually can say like 3 or 4 grey hair. Normally they just say some, because for hair you can't really count a lot. So that's why they say a few grey hairs. But in this case, when they say my hair is very long, I must get it cut now. So the word hair is actually to talk about all the amount of hair you have on your head. And that's why it's like talking about the whole head in general, and they say, my hair. So that's very general. It's just like furniture. So in that case, you don't put S at the end. And that's why in this case, it's actually in the form of uncountable noun. All right? So we've talked about the uncountable nouns. Let's move to the opposite form of it, which is plural nouns. Okay, for plural nouns, for example, I have 1 pen, 2 pens, 3 pens. I can have a lot more pens. So with plural form of the noun, like from pen to pens, how can we use that? With this, with the plural form of the nouns, you can't use with a or an, which is the article to identify the number of one. So you can't say, for example, these are not a pen, these are 3 pens. Also, for some nouns that they actually comes along with 2 parts. For example, you have trousers. For trousers, you can see there are 2 parts of the trousers. So you can't say a trouser. That's ridiculous. Also with stairs, you can see that the stairs has actually had lots of steps. So you can't say the stair. You say these stairs, because you can see lots of steps here, are dangerous. So you can't say these stairs is dangerous. No. Remember, this is different from the word news that we talked about in the previous example. Now, the word news is actually, this is how it's formed. Okay? So with news, it's an uncountable noun, and you say, this news is shocking. But with stairs, because this is the plural form of the word stair, so you say, these stairs are dangerous. Alright? Now, if you want to make a plural form of the words in the form of singular, you can say a pair of, for example, a pair of sunglasses. Why do they call sunglasses or even, glasses in the plural form? Can you guess? Well, because they have 2 lenses, and that's why they call sunglasses instead of saying sunglass. Alright? If you want to say a pair of sunglasses, which is 1 pair of sunglasses, when you have 2 pairs of sunglasses, you can use for 2 people. So make sure you understand the meaning of the word a pair here. A pair show 2 parts of 1 object, not 2 objects. Alright? It's just like a pair of trousers, which is 2 part. Also, you have the word trainers. Well, the word trainers have 2 meanings. Well, you can say trainers, actually the kind of shoes that people use for running. But actually, trainer is also a noun, of course, in a singular form. Trainer is also someone who helps you training exercises, or in the gym, or with running, or in sports, you can say a trainer. For example, I always go to the gym with my trainer, and he's really good, in helping me make me more healthy or something. So the trainer is actually a person as well. But in this case, you have the plural form, trainers. It's actually the type of shoes that people use for running or professional running normally. And as I said before, like a pair of sunglasses, a pair of trousers, you have a pair of trainers. Why is that? Because when you wear the shoes, you can't wear just 1 shoe, right? So that's why they say a pair of trainers instead of saying, I've just bought a trainer. Okay, you can't buy a person. Anyway, let's move to the next example, which is the shorts. Shorts is also one kind of clothes, just like the trousers, and because it has 2 parts, as I said, so you have to say, these shorts with the S are too long. And if you want to say the numbers, let's say, my mom just bought 3 shorts for my brother, so you can actually count, the shorts. But remember, they're always in plural forms, because 1 short actually has 2 parts. The next one is the pajamas, or sometimes English people say PJ for short. The example is, I bought new pajamas when I went into hospital. Now the word pajamas, or they normally put the S at the end here, in plural form, because pajamas actually contain 2 parts. You can see the shirts here and also the trousers, and that's why pajamas has the plural form. In this case, if you use an adjective, very general before the noun, you don't have to use any article like 2 pajamas or some pajamas or anything if you don't want to. Also, there is another word that many people make mistake of, which is the word scissors. Now, the example is, the scissors are on the table. You can see with the scissors, it has 2 blades, very sharp. Children, be careful. With the word scissors, normally they can say a pair of scissors, or you can say a very general article, which is the scissors. Or sometimes you say with the word these scissors, okay? So if you want to count the number of scissors, you can say 1 pair of scissors, 2 pair of scissors, okay? You don't say 1 scissors, 2 scissors, no, because actually it is in the plural form already. We go back to the example of sunglasses again, and we can have the word glasses as well. You know, for people with short-sighted, I actually normally wear glasses as well. The example is, I often wear sunglasses for driving. So you have the word wear. Normally you say you wear the clothes, but also with some accessories like glasses, necklaces, jewelry, perfume. You can actually use the verb wear as well. And in this case, sunglasses is one type of accessories. So you say wear sunglasses. We have the word scales. Okay, you can weigh yourself on the scales in the bathroom. Now for the word scale, if you put the word scale in singular form, it means a different meaning. If it's in plural form, it means the object that you put yourself or an object on to know the weight, or in kilograms or in pounds. But if you use the word scale in singular form, it actually shows the standard of something. For example, when I mark the student's assignment on the scale of 10. So the word scale in that case is the standard of the mark that I will put, my student's work on it. Let's say one student has 7 marks, or one student has 10 marks or something. So that's the scale. It's the standard. But scales, as an object, you must put it in plural forms. Okay? And also, in this case, you have the word weigh, which is interesting. Because lots of students say weight. No. For this case, weight is a verb, so you actually pronounce it like the word weigh. You can weigh yourself on the scales in the bathroom. But if you have the word weight, which is the noun form of it, so these words is actually pronounced as a word weight, waiting, wait, and weigh. Repeat after me, please. Weigh and wait. Alright, let's move to the next example. He couldn't hear me because he was wearing headphones. Now, you use headphones just to cover your ears and to listen to music or listen to a recording without interrupting or, annoying other people. So why headphones has the plural forms again? Well, you can see you have 2 ears. And that's why when you put the headphones in, it has 2 parts, right? It's just like sunglasses or jazzes. That's why in that case, you have to say headphones. And also because headphones is some kind of instrument, some people actually consider accessories. So you use the word wear with headphones. Okay? Alright, let's move to some exercise to remember the lesson better, shall we? With the first exercise, what I want you to do is you will read these sentences from A to J and then correct the mistake in these sentences. I will help you with the first example. A, I need some information. What are we learning today? Uncountable noun and countable nouns in plural forms. So, do you see something in plural forms in here? Which is the word information. Does it have any problem? It's in plural form. Can we say 1 information, 2 information, or we say a piece of information? Right. So the mistake here is the word information in plural form. You can't say information in plural. Alright? So now I'll leave you some time to do this exercise from sentence B to sentence J. Alright, have you finished? Now, with sentence B, the teacher has a news about the school trip. You can say in this case, the word news is used with the article a news. It's just like, say, one news. Can you do that? No. So this is the mistake for this case. The teacher has some news about the school trip, so you can't replace it with some or a piece of news. Next one, the furnitures are very old. You have furniture with S at the end. Can you say that? No, because furniture is the uncountable noun and it's just describe, a group of objects. So you say the furniture is very old. The next one, I'm looking for a new jeans. Jeans is one type of trousers as well, but it's made with the different materials. So you can't say a new jeans. You can say I'm looking for a new pair of jeans. Remember pair of trousers? Okay. So new pair of jeans. E, your hair are getting very long. Remember the example of my hair is very long and I need to cut it? In this case, you say your hair is getting very long because your hair is, hair here is talking about the whole mat of hair in your head. So you say your hair is getting very long instead of are getting very long. Do you have a scissors? Remember the two blades? So you can't say a scissors. You can say, do you have a pair of scissors? Next one. We had a lot of homeworks yesterday. And I won't give you lots of homework today, don't worry. So you see in this case, the word homeworks is used with letter S. But it's actually an uncountable noun. So it just trots the word S here. Although you have, the word a lot of. Next one. Do you think she's making a progress with her English? As I said before, progress is talking about the process, not about the steps. So that's why you don't say, you don't count one progress, two progress. And that's why in this case you don't say a progress. You just cross the article a here. These trousers is too small. You have the word trousers in plural form. Before that, you have the word these to show this actually in plural form. So that's why in this case you don't say is, but you have to use the plural form of the verb to be, which is are. These trousers are too small. Last one. She gave me some good advices. Have you ever heard of the word advices before? No, it shouldn't be advices. It should be advice. Because advice is an uncountable noun. Right. The next exercise is a little bit easier. I have a group of 8 nouns here. Can you mark which one is the uncountable noun, which one is the countable noun, and there are some nouns here can be in the form of countable and uncountable. Alright, let's see who can do this faster. You finished? Okay, the first one, cup. Do you think I can count 1 cup, 2 cup, 10 cups? Yes. So that's why you can put the letter C, as I said before, when you see it in dictionaries. C for countable, for the word cup. Money. Can you say 1 money, 2 monies? No. That's why it's uncountable. You can say some money, a lot of money. Housework, like the duties that you do around the house. Houseworks is just like the word homework. So you can't say, countable in here. It should be uncountable. Coin. I know in Vietnam right now we don't use coins anymore, but of course, the coins like the pennies after the money paper note. So you can say 1 coin, 2 coins, lots of coins. Is countable. Coffee is a little bit tricky because for the word water, you can't count 1 water, 2 water, but actually for coffee, it can be both uncountable and countable. Well, if you want to say coffee is some kind of liquid like water or juice, in that case is uncountable. But when you want to say, hey, are you going to the cafeteria? I'd like 1 coffee or 2 coffee for me and my friend. In that case, coffee isn't countable now. Alright, so that's why I put U and C here. You see, coffee is both input forms. Next one is the word work. Now, you know that for words like housework or homework is uncountable, but for the word work, it can be uncountable like that. For example, I have lots of work in the office, but also it can be countable now if you want to talk about a piece of work, like a work of art. For example, Mona Lisa is an amazing work of art. So in that case, work of art is 1 word, and you actually can count the number of paintings, can you? So in that case, work is in the form of countable or uncountable, is alright. Next one is the word spaghetti. Spaghetti is 1 type of Italian noodles. For spaghettis, you can't say 1 spaghetti, 2 spaghettis, because it has, lots of it. So in this one is kind of food, normally, is in the form uncountable. The last word is travel. Travel is talking about, traveling in general, like some travel books or something. So travel, you can't count 1 travel or 2 travel. You can say 1 tours, 1 trip, 2 trips. So you use those words instead of using 1 or 2 travels. So for travel, it should be uncountable now. Okay, let's move to the 3rd exercise. For the 3rd exercise, I have some dialogues. What you have to do is to complete these dialogues with suitable plural or uncountable noun. I will make 1 example for you. For dialogue A, I have to cut this paper into 3 pieces. B, you need something something. Now, thinking about cutting paper, what do you need to cut paper? Well, I think it should be the scissors. So in this case, you can say you need a pair of scissors, or you can say you need some scissors. Okay? Now I'll leave you with dialogues B to F. Are you all done with the rest of the dialogues? Let's start with dialogue B. I can't see because the sun is in my eyes. B, you need something something. So to protect your eyes from the sunlight, what do you wear? Sunglasses, yes. So you need a pair of sunglasses. Remember, with ES at the end. Dialogue C, I don't know what to do when I leave school. B, you need something something. What should we say? I don't know what to do when I leave school. What can you say in this case? You can say, when you leave school, you need something. So, you need a decision, for example. Because when someone, doesn't know what to do, you can say you need a decision or think about it. My room looks so empty. Well, if a room is empty, what do you need? Objects and things to put in your room. So in this case, you need some. And remember, furniture is just like equipment or housework or homework. You don't put S at the end. Next one, I want to find out how much I weigh. Remember the examples that I gave you before? When you want to say, you weigh how many kilos and you need something to actually scale it. So it's actually you need some scales. And it should be in plural form because this one is you're talking about an object, not about a standard. Alright? And the last one, I can't play my music loud because my mother always complains. See, the object that you use when you don't want, people to be annoyed by the sound, you can say, you need a pair of headphones. Okay. Now, the last exercise of today. So, I have some sentences here. The requirement of this exercise is you need to find 2 uncountable nouns and 1 noun always needs to use in the plural form. Okay? I'll leave you some time to do this exercise. Okay, have you found the 2 uncountable nouns and 1 noun always in plural forms? Let's find this one first. The sentences are, traffic on the M3 motorway has been terrible this morning because of the bad weather and the road works near Basingstoke, and there have been long delays for motorists heading into London. Drivers are advised to choose an alternative route if at all possible. Let's see the words that are always used in plural forms. Which one in plural forms? You have roadwork, motorist, drivers. Okay, so you have 3 words in plural forms. Roadworks, motorists, and drivers. But the requirement of this exercise is that nouns always used in plural form. For motorists and drivers, you can actually count them and you can say, these words in numbers. But with roadworks, just like the word news, you always have to use it in plural form. So in this case, this is the word that you need to find. There are 2 uncountable nouns in this case. Have you found it? The 2 uncountable nouns here can be traffic, because you can't count 1 traffic or 2 traffic, so that's 1 uncountable noun. Is there anything else that you want to add with this case? Because we need 2 uncountable nouns. The other one is weather. Weather is the state of climate at a certain time. So for weather, you can't say 1 weather or 2 weathers because it's a state, okay? So in this exercise, you have found 2 uncountable nouns and 1 noun always used in the plural forms. Also, I want to add in the previous exercise, with the 3rd exercise, in dialogue C, I don't know what to do when I leave school. You can say you need a decision, you need to make up your mind, or you need some advice, which is an uncountable noun. But decision is a countable noun, so you can use either way. It's acceptable. Okay? Alright, so we've finished the lesson about uncountable nouns and the plural nouns. I hope you remember that for uncountable nouns, you can't use it with plural forms. You always have to use it with the verbs in the singular forms, and you can't count them. In dictionaries, you can see the uncountable nouns with the letter U to mark it. Also, with the nouns in plural forms, or countable nouns, you can see in dictionaries, there's always letter C to mark it as, the countable nouns. For countable nouns, you can use the definite articles, for example, a, an, with the numbers before it, like, 3, 4, 5, 10s, 100. And also for plural nouns, you can use it with the verbs in plural forms. Alright? I hope you enjoyed the lesson, and please do lots more exercise to practice. Thank you.